Workplace management. This is a term we probably haven't heard much. The reason is that companies don't discuss these kinds of vulgar behaviors with the public. Why my team and I chose this topic is because of the same reason, that this needs to be out there. Workplace harassment has a forced presence in all kinds of companies, regardless of their size. From bullying to outright discrimination, we need to understand the gravity of pushing someone to commit involuntary activities in an organization, especially for an unnecessary gain. It's just pure malevolence. Let's imagine Brian and Paul. They're both co-workers, but Paul is an innocent person who agrees to anything and everything anyone says. So what does Brian do? He takes advantage of Paul. He makes Paul do all his work, and if he doesn't, he gets punished in a fun way because it can't be obvious, right? Above all this, he makes fun of his color and facial attributes because Paul is a black person. These are various factors involved in the scenario. All of them will be discussed further. So let's sit back and contemplate why workplace harassment is just pure malevolence.
So basically in this situation of like Paul and Brian was like continuously criticizing Paul and talking over Paul in meetings and taking Paul's credits. And the situation just went worse and Paul started feeling like he's being bullied by Brian in the workplace. Similar to Paul, there are like millions and millions of people are being bullied in a workplace in a year. And according to bullying institution, bullying is considered as a health harming mistreatment of one or more person, and they particularly call it as targets. And how come this bullying being done in a workplace? It can be either like a particular jokes about a person, like of body shaming him. It can be like a threatening message or an email, like humiliating someone, or like some abuse words, or like spreading gossips or rumors about others, or like taking credits of someone else's work. So these are the different types of bullying in a workplace. And according to studies, women bully women more than men, and that men bully women more than men. So what are the after effects of this bullying? And to be frank, bullying after effects can be so dangerous as well as so serious effects, even on the mental as well as physical health. So what are the possible after effects of like bullying in a workplace? Like I have already mentioned that it can affect both physical as well as mental health. So some of the issues that we face are like feeling sick or anxious when you think about work or when you're going to work. And the next one is like digestive disorders or developing some digestive issues as well as high blood pressure. The third one is that low interest in doing something or going to work. The next one is that feeling psychologically unsafe and develop low self-esteem. So one of the dangerous after effect of this bullying or like feeling unsafe in a workplace is like they try to develop suicidal tendencies. So how can a person like a co-worker or a person like a friend who can help him or help people like Paul is like offer them support, be their best friend, ask them what happened to them, try to listen to them and motivate them. The another thing is that bullying usually happens when you are alone. So like stay close to your workers always. And third one is like develop the confidence to report the bullying issues in your workplace. So that's all from my side.
A stressed workforce can have detrimental effects on your organization as a whole. Your employees may lose their motivation, engage in conflicts, and have a difficult time completing their tasks. Poor mental focus, sleep deprivation, fatigue, and psychosomatic disorders are all common effects of work-related stress. Studies conducted over the years indicate a direct link between workload and exhaustion. Job burnout contributes to diminished performance, high blood pressure, and digestive disorders. Employees care about their job, but they also have personal needs, just like you. They wish to spend time with their families, take a day off once in a while, and enjoy work flexibility. A heavy workload can affect their morale and hurt the organization. This problem is common in small companies and enterprises. This problem is common in small companies and enterprises that downsize to cut costs and expected people to take on more work. Low employee morale can negatively impact performance, productivity, and revenue. If your employees are stressed and overworked, they may not be able to perform. If someone lives miles away from the office and has a long commute, you may allow him to work from home once or twice a week.
Discrimination. It is something which we all have faced at some point of our life, whether be it with friends or at home. Yet, we never thought and questioned why. It is important to know what it actually means because many of us indulge in it without even realizing. Discrimination. It is something which we all have faced at some point of our life, whether be it with friends or at home. Yet we never thought and questioned why. It is very important to know what it exactly means and how it can negatively impact others. Because many of us indulge in it without even realizing. For example, we make friends with those who belong to the same community or speak the same language. For example, we make friends with those who belong to the same community or speak the same language. And if this is not corrected on time, then we might even behave the same way in our workplace, which is exactly the situation with Paul and Brian, where this is all fun for Brian, but the one facing all the consequences is Paul. Brian probably never realized that all his fun was causing too much trouble to him. So it is very important to know what it exactly means. So workplace discrimination, this is a much broader term and which has severe consequences. It might be related to gender or race, and this might disturb the victim's mental health and even cause them stress and anxiety. So we must be very careful, as if this is not controlled on time, it might even take a form of workplace harassment, which includes violence and sexual harassment, and this may destroy the employee's mental peace and even force them to commit suicide. And this situation is not only faced in small organizations but even in many large organizations. So it is very important to raise voice against it, as it is our right for a safe and fair work environment.
Teach, help, learn. Be polite, active, and have fun. Behave formally, work responsibly. Have a professional attitude. Avoid labeling and passing judgments. Show you care, and you should truly care. Be a professional, but first be a human. Presence of all these makes a workplace productive, but when absent, makes the same workplace totally unproductive. And here Paul is exactly facing all the consequences from mental distress, emotional breakdown, low self-esteem, extreme fatigue, no appreciation. Taking credit for Paul's effort and work is providing Brian with promotional benefits, but in return, Paul is still being treated as inefficient, unskilled, and unqualified employee. The pressure to earn money for the family is making him weak, and so he is being mum, which the Brian is taking advantage of, and along with him, all the other employees are also making fun of him when they should be supporting Paul. Right at this juncture, when the company should come forward and make it very clear that such behavior cannot be tolerated at the workplace, they are instead busy trying to save public reputation. But one fine day, Paul decides to confront Brian, and when he does that, Brian is completely shocked. I know it's not a silver lining, but at least he took a stand, and when many will do the same, the future will surely change.
Till now, we have seen a lot of issues related to harassment faced by employees in the workplace. Workplace harassment is an issue that happens in all types of organizations based on the employee's color, region, nationality, etc. Employees hesitate to report such types of acts with the fear that they may lose their jobs and other reasons. Identify who employees must report and by giving assurance to the employees they won't lose their jobs or they won't be cornered or judged by their act. Consider permitting employees to report harassment to any manager in the organization. The identity of the person who reported the act of harassment must be kept confidential. There must be a separate department that deals with the harassment related queries and complaints. The employees can also ask for skip level meetings to meet with the manager's manager and discuss the harassment issues faced by them. Workplace harassment is a serious concern which needs to be taken immediate action and overcome, and for the welfare of the employees. Harassment in workplace just keeps on increasing, but we can stop it when we take necessary measures. However, due to the lack of awareness to the employees and the knowledge about the measures that can be taken when they face any kind of harassment, due to the lack of awareness to the employees and the knowledge about the measures that can be taken regarding workplace harassment, many employees take wrong decisions. We need to create awareness to the employees regarding workplace harassment and make them aware of the measures that they can take when they face any kind of workplace harassment.